Welcome to Worth It, a show that reviews pre-packed foods and asks if it's worth it. We'll open it up, we'll give it a taste, and finally give it a rating. Today on the plates, Rapokki. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm probably saying that wrong. I've asked a bunch of Korean friends how to properly pronounce this, and I didn't get a great answer. I'm gonna stick with Rapokki. Rapokki. Looks good. And by the way, 3 of my friends already told me to drop the egg in here. And I had to tell them, I've got to review it as is. I can't just add things to it because I want to. But look at that, level hot. It's got its own rating. Check it out. It has its own heat rating. 3 flames out of 4. So there's your heat rating right there. Easy to cook in 8 minutes, and there's 3 sets in this particular package. 670 calories for half a set. So one entire set is over 1,300 calories. That is a lot. But let's see how we cook this thing up. Wash rice cake with water and drain it. Then we bring 2 cups of water to a boil. And then, what do? Then we put the noodles in and all the other stuff inside. Let's see what's inside this package. Okay. What is this? There's your spring onion mix. There is your rice cake. And by the way, if you haven't had this, it's very good. This is more on the dry side. This is very good. So this is the rice cake and then your moisture packet. And then you have your noodles in here. So you get this powdery sauce. Yeah, clear as day. Sauce. Spring onion flakes. Rice cake. And the noodles. Dry noodle. All right. So I'm going to do the method where we cook it using the boil water method, and let's just do that now. Step 1, though, it says I'm supposed to open this bag up and then rinse this out. So I'm gonna go do that. After you add the rice cake, it tells you to add the sauce packet and to stir occasionally and to let this boil for 4 minutes more and let it work its magic. All right, it's been 4 minutes, and now it says that we add the noodles and the onion mix. And we let this boil for 4 more minutes. Let's dive in for a taste test. I'm gonna use this glass bowl because there's no sense in getting a new dish. And then let's get the noodles in there. Grab some of the broth, and then let's grab some of this rice cake too. I agree with other people's assessments. This is kind of boring by itself if you're just looking at rice cake and noodle. But you know, if you had egg, if you had some meat. And a thing to know about these ramen dishes is these ramen dishes are basically the starter, right? I've reviewed a bunch of these ramen dishes already. If you have leftovers in your fridge, throw them in. So let's give it a taste and let's see how well this does by itself without any add-ons. And the rice cake is chewy. It's very chewy, it's very flavorful, it has a good mouthfeel. Let me tell you about this dish. The heat is there. At first, it's a little sweet, and then the heat kicks up. The heat kind of fills the entire mouth cavity, and it doesn't like, you know how you have that hot spice where it's just like the front of the tongue or the back of the throat? This is more like the entire mouth and not so much the back of the throat. This is pretty good. Like, this is tasty. And look at the sauce, right? Look at the sauce. It's not liquidy. It has some pull to it. It has some tension on it. Like here, I'll show you. Take a look at this. Like, it doesn't just leave the spoon so quick. It's got tension on it. It's like a thick, almost thicker soup. Like you added cornstarch or some kind of starch to it to thicken it up. That's what this is like. The noodles are tasty. Like I said, it's got a little sweetness to begin with, and then it hits you with the heat after. I mean, I don't recommend you eat this with your small children, or do it. I mean, if your kids are being naughty, then sure, go ahead. Yeah, this is good. All right, let's rate this particular dish. 1 being I would never buy this again, to 5 being I would totally eat this again. The prep is a little long. Like I'm used to, like, if it's quick, I would microwave it. I mean, in this studio, I'd have to bring the hot plate and then the pot. 4 stars. You gotta do it on a stovetop. And that's the only reason why it's 4 stars and not 5. If you've had this, go ahead and leave your comments, and especially if you know how to pronounce this properly. Leave comments below. If you've liked what you've seen here, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It all helps out. And if you have suggestions on what you'd like to see next, then go ahead, let us know. Until next time, let's eat again soon. Aloha.